Okay. Hi and good morning. This is day two, the first tutorial of the day. Good morning, everyone. And this is week 11. Yeah. So we're gonna have a session on time series forecasting and portfolio optimization. I believe you guys have seen like time series forecasting a lot previously. So we're gonna be more focused on the optimization part. So yeah, if you have any questions, make sure to ask. Just raise your hands or just speak. Let me share my slides. Okay. Can you guys see my slides? Tayyal? Okay, good. So we're gonna see time series forecasting. I believe, yeah, I have said it like I believe, yeah, you guys have seen it previously, but we're gonna touch on that one, but more on portfolio optimization because that's a new concept. Okay, so let's start with what the financial market data is. So I'm just like total here because you guys have seen, so I don't want to bore you with this um, repeating it up. So core data points like financial data በምንልበት ጊዜ እዚህ ጋር sorry, we're only talking about, of course, the financial data of the stock market. So the stock market like key or the core data point የምንላቸው daily prices and volumes more or less እነሱ ናቸው የምንጠቀማቸው, which enables us historical analysis እንድንሰራ የሚረዱ ማለት ነው. So ዴታ ሶርሳችን እነማን ነው የሚሆኑት? ሂስቶሪካል ፋይናንሻል ዴታ፣ የተለያዩ አሴትስ from any source እኛ የምንጠቀመው ዋይ ፋይናንስ which is Yahoo and which aggregates data assets value for stock and ETFs in the essence. So like it doesn't give us hour by hour. So like if you want to build ለምሳሌ the Binance, or if you want to build some platform where people invest, or alarm ልክ የባለፈው ላይ አይተናል። I think የባለፈው ኤግዛምፕል ላይ አላርም ሴትአፕ አድርገን አይ ቲንክ ዳሽ በምንሰራ ጊዜ አላርም ሴትአፕ አድርገን አይተን ነበር ነው። እሱን ለመስራት of course this is not good. The Yahoo Finance or like Pi Finance is not good. Sorry, Y Finance is not good because እነሱ አግሪጌት አድርገው ዴይሊ ነው የሚሰጡን እንጂ like it's not hourly updated. So ፌች ብታደርጉትም you might not get it, but you can check if they have changed. But yeah, the purpose is just historical data gives us insight into asset behavior, helping us forecast future performance and inform portfolio alignments. So basically what you're going to do is, so ለምሳሌ for this week you guys have like three ቲኬትስ። ሶስት ቲኬቶች አሉ። አንዱ በጣም ቮላታይል ነው፣ አንዱ ደግሞ በጣም ሻርፕ ነው። ቮላታይል in a sense ምን እንደሆነ እናየዋለን of course, but one asset or one ticker is very volatile, one ticker is very sharp or like risk low more, አንደኛው somewhere in between but more on the risk free ቲከሩ ጋር በጣም ይጠጋል። ሶስቱ አላችሁ፣ ሶስቱንም ለመግዛት ነው ያሰባችሁት። what is the optimal weight ማለት like አሁን ለምሳሌ $100 ካለኝ ከ$100 ምን ያህሉ like volatile የሆነ ልግዛበት፣ ከ$100 ምን ያህሉ risk free የሆነ ልግዛበት or ያንን ለመወሰን እንዲመቸን ማለት ነው። so that's what portfolio adjustment or portfolio optimization means basically የዚህ ዊክ አንዱ ስራ ማለት ነው። so when we talk about time series data, ልክ አሁን እንደምናየው አይነት ስንሰራ ከዚህ በፊትም I think we have seen this, but just to like refresh your memory. so ሶስት አይነት ይኖሩናል። so trend, just the long term direction in the data, long term direction change action in the data, seasonality, like repeating your own short term cycles, which is just the short-term version of a trend you can assume, and residual, just the remaining variation after removing trend እና seasonality ካወጣችሁ በኋላ የሚቀራችሁ ነው። እነዚህን ማወቃችሁ ምን ይጠቅማችኋል? አኩሬት ሞዴል ኢምፕሩቭ እንድታደርጉ ኤንድ as each component can affect the forecast differently. So more ትሬንድ ሲኖራችሁ ምንድነው more seasonal የሆነ ነገር ሲኖራችሁ because more ሞዴላችሁን ደግሞ like predictionአችሁ for instance seasonality በጣም ሃይ የሚሆንበት ታይም አለ፣ seasonality ሎው የሚሆንበት አለ፣ ትሬንዱ ደግሞ በጣም ሃይ የሚሆንበት ታይም አለ፣ በጣም ሎው የሚሆንበት ታይም አለ። so ይሄንን ማወቃችሁ just to forecast the future easily እና ደግሞ more accurately እንዲሆናችሁ ይጠቅማችኋል ማለት ነው። so I believe like ይሄንን ከዚህ በፊትም ኤግዛምፕል ወስደን አይተነዋል but you can just imagine like okay to make it easier let's assume just በቅርባችን ያለ ኮሚዲቲ እናስብ like we can assume okay ከምግብ ውስጥ እናስብና like fruit በምታስቡበት ጊዜ ሲዝን አለው right? So seasonality አለው so the seasonality you can assume so የሆነ season is going to go up and የሆነ season is going to go down and so on. So seasonality short term cycle ነው so within 3 years ነው like within a year also በጣም ይቀያየራል seasonality but the trend is long term so like in 5 years or more than 3 years time ብዙ ጊዜ የሚቀያየር ከሆነ እንደዛ ይሆናል but yeah I think we have seen this. Okay so forecasting methods so statistics methods ከዚህም በላይ አሉ but for now we can just assume this so suitable for traditional time series analysis so these are not good እናየዋለን even like I have used both LSTM and ARIMA they were not good so ARIMA is just ARIMA ላይ seasonality የተጨመረበት ነው so that much seasonality ከሌለው ዳታችሁ it's really good አሪማን መጠቀም seasonality ካለ የተወሰነ it's good to use ARIMA so ቅድም ላይ seasonality ያለው የለውም የሚለውን ማየታችሁ እዚህ ጋር is good for you to just choose የትኛውን ተጠቀም ነው ማለት ነው but so deep learning models so best for capturing complex pattern in a large data set so LSTM because if you might I mean you have used it so so neutral network now so በጣም አሪፍ የተሻለ more much የሚያደርግላችሁ ይሄኛው ነው but of course it's resource consuming resource intensive and time consuming but we will see the change actually how much change there is okay so parameters so parameters for ARIMA ለአሪማ ተመሳሳይ ነው so 3 key parameters አሉ እነዚህ 3 key parameters እየቀያየራችሁ ነው so you will just try to get it working or like working in a sense like ጥሩ የሆነ ፎርካስት የሚሰጣችሁ እነዚህን ሶስት ነገሮች በማቀየር ነው የምትሰሩት ብዙ ጊዜ so PDQ so P is just like auto regressive order so lag observations like previous value in the model may have referred large ነው ከዚህ በፊት ከነበረው ላይ so how many previous points time points are you considered to predict the next value so ይሄኛው higher ሲሆን በጣም አሪፍ ይሆናል more ስለሚያደርግ overfit ያደርግባቸው በጣም ግን it's really good በጣም overfit የሚያደርገው high to high ከሆነ ምክንያቱም አሁን ለምሳሌ የአንድ አመት ዳታ ሰጣችሁት እንትናችሁ like your p value like almost a year ከሆነ of course fit ነው የሚያደርገው ምክንያቱም it's referring to all of the data ግን like if it is too low ትላንትን ብቻ ነው ሪፈር እያደረገ የሚሄደው ማለት ነው so ትላንትን ሪፈር እያደረገ ሲሄድ it's not going to be really good but yeah so selection tips so look for partial autocorrelation function plots significant min-args indicate a good candidate for p-values so you can use it but I have not implemented it but maybe you can do that but here p-value is really good like really crucial የሆነ parameter that you should take a look at እና በጣም change ያደርጋችሁ ማየት ያለባችሁ to just get to a good or a better result again of course I must warn you so ትልቅ እያደረጋችሁ የሚሄዳችሁ ቁጥር ኮምፒቲሽናችሁም ታይማችሁም እንደዛ ነው የሚሄደው ማለት ነው። And the difference orders or repeats represents the number of difference applied to make the time series stationary. So trend እና seasonality አውጥቶ በዚህ በሬዚጁዋልም ካለው ሬዚጁዋልም ያወጣል but like repeatability እንዲያገኝ ነው። So if the data shows clear trend difference differentiating helps stable the mean common ግን 0 1 እና 2 ናቸው። So 0 means difference without arc, 1 means first difference and 2 means second difference. So ይሄኛው ትንሽ ስለሆነ you can just change it but start with d is equal to 0 and ከዛ በኋላ የጨመራችሁ you can see how it changes. And Q is just the moving average order, the number of lags, forecast error in the prediction equation. So helps you smooth out noisoችን smooth out እንድታደርጉ ነው የሚረዳችሁ። ይሄኛውንም like you can start from 0 and just move your way up. So እነዚህኛዎቹን just don't worry, we will see them in the demo. So parameter selection ለማድረግ የቀድም ያላቸው PDQ እና S ደግሞ seasonality ካለ sorry ማለት S ይኖራል። But if you want to use እነሱ like ጥሩን ለማወቅ like or ደግሞ ፓራሜተሮቹን ቤስት ፓራሜተሮቹን ለማወቅ ከፈለጋችሁ you can use this methods, but for now we're going to use the manual one. But እነዚህኛውንም like I can include in the code. Yeah, I can include it in the code and you can take a look at it. So you're using grid search, so combination of እነዚህ PDQ-ዎችን እየቀያየረ ራሱ እንዲያደርግላችሁ ማድረግ ነው። so አውቶ አሪማል ላይብረሪ አለ ይሄኛውን አውቶሜት የሚያደርግላችሁ የእነሱን እየቀያየረ ኦፕቲማል የሚለው just is going to give you. And AIC and BIC ደግሞ አሉ እነሱም ደግሞ like similar to this but yeah, there are matrices that helps us compare the model performance low ሲሆን balance like that the balance fits quality with the model simplicity. So እነዚህኛዎቹን መጠቀም ይችላላችሁ። I can include it in the code but unfortunately it's not included in this demo. And for of course lastly cross validation, so every time you should do this. And ይሄኛውን ደግሞ implement cross validation by training on one portion of the data and validating on the other. So እንዴት እንደምናደርገው we will see. Of course ይሄኛው ሁሌም መኖር አለበት። Yeah, okay. So but for now we're going to use grid search, but for the manual አውቶሪማ አንጠቀመው ማለት ነው because it's pretty much intensive. ምክንያቱም ሁሉንም እየቀያየረ ስለሚያይ ማለት ነው። Of course you can give it range, but yeah. Okay. So building and training forecasting models. So of course you have to start with like training, splitting the data, and then training your model. ከዛ በኋላ ፓራሜትራቸውን select ማድረግ and then evaluate them. So like I think yeah. So splitting by training, test, and validate. Or just work with training and testing for now, and then feed the model into training, and then parameteroቻችን እየቀያየራችሁ ደግሞ you can just find the optimal parameters and then predict ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ ኤረራችሁን you can just measure them. Okay, I think like is there any questions guys? Like I'm just ትንሽ ፈጠንኩ መሰለኝ because I just assumed we already know these things, but just to check in. So is it clear guys? እስካሁን ድረስ ግን ያላችሁ ጥያቄ ያለባችሁ ወር አዲስ ነገር አለ? Okay, I got one. What about the rest? ሌሎቻችሁስ? Okay, in that case I think we can move on. Okay, okay, so using forecast learning ይጠቅመናል. So visualization for forecast. So it's really sensitive የሆነ ነገር ነው፣ በጣም sensitive ነው. So you have to be very careful, but using forecasts, so visualize for forecast, so we're like forecast with the historical data to visualize assets future trends. So we will see what we mean by this, but just to see how good the forecast is, you can do this. And confidence interval, so highlights the forecast uncertainty to manage risk perception. So you can have uncertainty highlight ማድረግ ትችላላችሁ። ከዚህ እስከዚህ ነው የሚሆነው ቀጥ ያለ መስመር ብቻ ሳይሆን ከመስመሩም ደግሞ የኮንፊደንስ ኢንተርቫል አድርጋችሁ በዚህ ውስጥ ነው የሚሆነው። you can do that and interpret trends and volatility. So like forecast trends, so upward, downward, stable, so እነዚህኞቹን ከዛ ውስጥ ማውጣት ትችላላችሁ። and these reveals the potential investment direction and risk informing the portfolio strategy. so ይሄን ነገር እንቀጥልበት እንሽጠው እንግዛው የሚለውን ነገር like predict እንድታደርጉ or ደግሞ decide እንድታደርጉ it will help you ማለት ነው። yeah okay so portfolio optimization again so I believe this is more of a new thing. So portfolio optimization aims to achieve the best balance between return and risk. So every time in especially trading, any type of trading, there is risk and there is return. So ሁለቱ basically are the opposite. So for low risk, you can get high returns, but for high returns, usually there is high risk. So sorry, ሁለቱ አንድ ላይ ነው የሚሄዱ። So return ሲጨምር high risk የሚጨምራል፣ return ሲቀንስ risk የሚቀንሳል ብዙ ጊዜ። So እነዚህም ባላንስ ማድረግ ነው። So good risk and good return. So በጣም ሪስክ ውስጥ ሳንገባ በጣም ደግሞ ትርፋችንን ሳናጣ ማወቅ ማለት የትኛውን ምን ኢንቨስት እናድርግ የሚለውን ለማወቅ ማለት ነው። ኢቻዘር ቢያንስ ካንስል አውት እንዲያደርግ ማለት ነው። So we will see. So ቅድም እንዳልኳችሁ ሰው each like types of asset ላይ ሶስት አይነት አሉ ኖርማሊ። ሰው ለምሳሌ ኢቲኤፍስ አሉ፣ ቦንድስ አሉ and growth stocks አሉ። So growth stock የሚባሉት ሃይ ሪስክ እና ሃይ ሪዋርድ ያላቸው ወይ ደግሞ ሃይ ሪተርን ያላቸው ማለት ነው። So this include ለምሳሌ እና አፕል የኒቪዲያ you can see it. So በጣም ሃይ ሪተርን ነበረው ግን once it crashed, it's like it didn't crash but like በጣም የወረደው so በጣም ሪስክ አለው ለማለት ነው። So you can check. So it's a coin, so I don't think we should include it here, but yeah, it's a coin, but like crypto international ብታዩት ደግሞ like yeah for instance Bitcoin, high risk high reward, you can put it here I believe, but it's not a stock, but yeah, but it's not a stock like it's a bad example, but yeah. So growth stock የሚባሉት እነሱ ናቸው like high return high value ያላቸው like ቴስላ ማይክሮሶፍት እነሱ ምክንያቱም they are very volatile በጣም volatile ናቸው። so በጣም ጨምራል ይቀንሳል ጨምራል ይቀንሳል። so you don't know like how much you get or how much at risk you are ሴቭ በምታደርጉበት ጊዜ ቦንድስ ግን በጣም ስቴብል ናቸው ሎ ሪስክ ናቸው ግን ኢንካማቸው በጣም ትንሽ ነው። and ETFs የሚባሉት ደግሞ moderate risk with broad market exposure ናቸው ማለት ነው። So a role of diversification is to reduce portfolio risk by spreading exposure across assets with different risk profiles. So ያ ማለት high risk ላይ ብቻ ያለው ላይ ብቻ ኢንቨስት ካደረጋችሁ you're gonna lose a lot of money, and if you just invest in a lot of low risk ደግሞ ከሆነ you're not gonna get any money. So just balancing this is what you're going to be doing with portfolio optimization. Okay, so risk and return analysis ላይ so እነዚህ ነገሮች በጣም ማወቅ አለብን ምክንያቱም we are aiming for low volatility and high sharp values. so ምንድን ናቸው የሚለው ማወቅ አለብን። so expected return, so average return based on the historical data ነው። how volatile ደግሞ የሚለውን ደግሞ ምንድነው የሚያሳየን is a measure of price fluctuation. high volatility means high risk. so በጣም ፍላክቹዌት የሚያደርግ ከሆነ like ይጨምራል ይቀንሳል ሳይጨምር even በአንድ ቀን ራሱ በጣም ብዙ ልዩነት ሊኖር ይችላል። ጠዋት ላይ ሌላ ማታ ላይ ሊሆን ይችላል። so volatile ነው አለ ማለት ነው if it is very changing like you can say. and sharp value, so risk adjusted return, so useful for comparing assets with different risks risk levels. So ይሄኛው ደግሞ ሞር ሃየር ሲሆን አጀስትድ ሪተርናችን ሞር ኢዝ ቤተር ማለት ነው። We are aiming to maximize this and minimize the volatility. But yeah, so value at risk ደግሞ the measure of the maximum expected loss over specific time frame and the confidence interval helping set risk boundaries. So you should know what volatile means and you should know what sharp means. So this is ratio, but sharp means yeah. So how do we adjust our portfolio? So አንደኛው እና ዋነኛው so portfolio weighting ነው. So set initial allocation across assets based on risk tolerance and return goals. So ምን ያህል ነው ማግኘት የምፈልጉት እና ደግሞ ሪስክ ቶለራንሳችሁ ምን ያህል ነው የሚለውን ካወቃችሁ በሱ መሰረት ዌይት ማድረግ ይችላላችሁ ፖርትፎሊያችሁን or optimization technique. So you can use the mathematical methods to adjust the weights, aiming to maximize sharp value or to minimize how volatile it is. So this is what we are going to be aiming for. So ለምሳሌ increase in bond allocationችን increase ብናደርገው volatility high ነው የሚሆነው, but is expected in stock. Yeah, that's ሪተርናችን ደግሞ it could be ሪስካችን ደግሞ it could be low or high because volatility is high. Yeah, so this shouldn't be bond, but it should be high risk, high return ያላቸው. But yeah, and forecast guide assessment, so use adjust weights to leverage the predicted trends, enhancing the portfolio resilience and potential growth. So like we are already done. So what's efficient frontier? So efficient frontier ማለት is a set of optimal portfolios. So እንዴት ነው የምናደርገው መሰላችሁ? So we're going to have a lot of random የሆኑ portfolios and እያንዳንዱ portfolios how they fall የሚለውን እናያለን. like የተለያየ weight ይኖራቸውና like for example we can imagine like 1,000 portfolios. ለምሳሌ 1,000 portfolios አሉን። ሁለት አሴት አለን እንበል። ሰው አፕል እና ማይክሮሶፍት አሉን። ሰው ለአፕል እንደዚህ ለምሳሌ $100 like $100% I'm going to allocate like for Apple 30% and for Microsoft I'm going to allocate like 70% ለአንደኛው ፖርትፎሊዮ ለሁለተኛው ደግሞ like 50 or 60-40 እያልኩ ምናምን ነገር I'm going to have a lot of like a bunch of optimized portfolios. ከዛ ከነዛ portfolios ውስጥ I'm going to analyze them in a graph and I'm going to find the one with high sharp value and one with the low volatility value. So ሁለቱም እናይና ከዛ በኋላ if I want low volatility, so I'm going to choose this portfolio, and if I want more sharp value, I'm going to choose that one. So በዛ መንገድ I can see which one is my portfolio, like my optimal portfolio one. So I know it might be like it might not be clear right now, but we will see it. So I think it's going to be more clear. And trade-off between risk and return ያሳየናል. So we will see that one as well. And capital allocation line and capital market line. So what does this mean? And risk measurement, of course, variance or standard deviation, which is the total risk at value, so potential loss at the time of period. If you give it the investment amount, it will tell you, and the condition value at risk, so expected loss exceeding value at risk, and Sharpe ratio, just risk adjustment portfolio. So I know this might be new things, but we will see them in the table. Okay, and using forecasting for like portfolio decisions. So anything that I'm actually saying, my tactical asset allocation. So once we know our optimal portfolio, like optimizing like our sharpening asset, the maximum sharp value I know. So we're gonna just take that, adjust the weights based on the market forecast, and just use that weight. Trend following, using the trend prediction to determine the position sizing, and pair trading, exploit means my mean reversion of correlated assets, and of course sector rotation, which is አንደኛው ላይ በጣም risk ካለ or like if our optimized portfolio is telling us that we should not invest in that sector, we can just switch between different sectors based on the economics forecast. So yeah, this is just to get started. This is just for the theoretical part. So do you have any questions? Like I'd like to, if you have, this would be a nice time to ask before we start. Questions ጥያቄ ያላችሁ? እሺ ክሊር ነው? እሺ ባስልሄል ሊሉ ሊሆን ሶሪ what about the rest? ትንሽ ነን, so I have to check up on everyone. መስፍን, you have been quiet. Is it clear or ጥያቄ አለ? I don't understand sharp ratio. So like sharp ratio ከአንድ በላይ ሲኖረን actually, but like you can just, we have it here. So risk adjusted performance. So here we have, I think, detailed definition. So risk adjusted return. So በሪተርናችሁ ላይ adjusted የተደረገ risk. So I think we will see how it's calculated. So I think in the demo, so I think that would be more easier. But basically, it's how we determine our return. So maximum return ከፈለግን like risk ላይ adjusted የተደረገ return ነው ማለት ነው። So የተለያዩ እንትኖች ካላችሁ based on the risk የሚኖራችሁ ሪተርን እንደማለት ነው። Okay, we'll see it as well. Okay, what about Mesfin and Bethlehem? I am waiting for you guys. Is it clear? Clear now? Mesfin? Mesfin is not here. Okay. So if it is clear, I think we can move on to the demo part. Okay, so you guys see this? Okay, so I'm going to just explain what we're going to be doing, and then just dive into the code. But I think if you understand what it does, I think just because I want to look at it. So okay, so ከዚህ በፊት I think እንደውም የባለፈው ሴሽን ላይ we did the portfolio optimization manually. ነገር ግን አሁን I have found pi ይሄኛውን package with which does it for you. አብዛኛው ማኑዋል የነበረውን ነገር አውቶማቲካሊ ይሰራዋል. So we're good on that case. So these are just the like the እንትኖቹን ኢምፖርት እያደረግን ነው. And then this is just to set up the styles. So just to set up the styles. It's not a must, but it's a good like consistent የሆነ ኢሜጅ እንዲኖራችሁ. And then so for now I'm going to work with 3 assets or 3 tickers. So Apple, Amazon, and AGG. AGG is more of like the bond, low risk, low return ያለው ነው. So this is just download ተደረጉ, and then you can see here their price. Sorry. And here is just the EDA part ላይ ምን አለን? Okay, so on the EDA part we have just the statistics aለን, and I think no, I think I should be there. So yeah, so we have the statistics. So እነዚህኞቹ ሪተርኖቹ ላይ annual return, sharp ratio የሚባለው እዚህ ጋር like you can see, so the summary stats, annualized return, so which is just the return rule, standard deviation square ታርክተ ነው ማለት ነው። and then divided by the annual volatility value. Uh, so you can see here, so the Sharpe ratio. Um, so for Apple, annual return action is pretty much in the middle. Amazon ይበልጣል. And then Apple, but they're really close to each other. But AGG return በጣም ትንሽ ነው, which means it's volatility በጣም ትንሽ መሆን አለበት. So here you can see annual volatility is pretty much high for Apple and pretty much high for Amazon, but really low for AGG. But it's risk ደግሞ በዛን ያህል ትንሽ ነው ማለት ነው. So Sharpe value, so return, annualized return divided by how volatile it is እንደማለት ነው. You can see 0.9 for Apple, 0.9 for Microsoft. So pretty much በጣም የተቀራረቡ ናቸው, but for AGG it's pretty low. So ይሄኛው እንዴት አፌክት እንደሚያደርጉ እናያለን. But this is pretty much I think I can zoom in. So you can see ፕራይሳቸውን በምታዩ ጊዜ you can see how low it is. Like the Amazon, it's pretty much high. The Apple, it's pretty much high, but for AG, it's really, really low. And here also you can see the daily percentage return. So volatility, many high volatility donor, you can see. It's really low. So daily return ማለት ነው. So በቀን ውስጥ like you can lose like by this much and you can gain by this much, but it's really volatile እንደማለት ነው. So you can see here how volatile they are, as you know. So this is just some pretty much easy የሆነ like analysis. So here, like the forecasting, we're going to use two actually, Arima and like LSTM. Then you can enroll the most እንጠቀመዋለን. So here for the time series, by traditional method, በምንጠቀምበት ጊዜ first I just checked for stationary data points. So don't worry about this one because it's just to show ይሄኛው p value ለማየት እና ከp value ደግሞ I'm gonna A/B test በማድረግ stationary ነው stationary አይደለም ለሪተርኑ እና sorry A/B test so በp value ተመስርቼ I'm gonna say is it stationary for the asset and is for the price and is it stationary for the return የሚለውን ለማየት ነው እንጂ it's not anything other than that. So this is ሪዛልቱ እዚህ ጋር ማየት ይችላላችሁ. So ለፕራይሱ so statistics አለን ቅድም ያየነው so the p value and then critical values and result ላይ ነው ደግሞ no stationary እና stationary ነው የሚለው ነው. So stationary, okay, so stationary ነው for the returns. Okay, it wasn't stationary but it's stationary, so okay, I will. So that's it. ሌላ ነገር የለውም. You can remove it actually. It's not that much really necessary. So and then what I needed to show you guys was yeah, okay. So here, so Arima model ነው የመረጥነው. So prepare the data, so 90% ለትሬኒንግ የተጠቀምኩት, so training 90% and for the test ደግሞ የቀሩት ናቸው ማለት ነው. And here I used for like you know example ብቻ ነው. But for P1, for D0 and for so here was seasonality ያጥፍቻለሁ. So and for Q1 so like S ይኖራቸዋል ማለት ነው. for S አሪማ ሲሆን ደግሞ S ይኖራቸዋል. so S ደግሞ seasonality you will give it time. Sorry, you will give it time በምን ያህል ሲዝን ውስጥ ራሱ ሪፒት እንዲያደርግ እንደምትፈልጉ and then you will do it. So here fit ተደረገ. So you can see the summary here. fit በሚደረግ ጊዜ the model, the parameters. So this is just the date and time and the sample and so on. So this is just the summary and then the forecast and evaluate. So the forecast evaluate to the model እዚህ ጋር ፎርካስት ተደረገ and then by using the tested data and the forecast mean absolute error value አወጣን and then you can see ከዚህ በኋላ ያለው is just the graphs. So you can see here yeah sorry yeah so here is the guard ለአፕል የሰራ ነው ለአፕል ብቻ so you can see here ይሄኛው time series value of the apple ነው ከዛ ይሄኛው ትሬንዱን you can see so በሎንግ ተርም ውስጥ ያለ ቼንጅ ነው ማለት ነው for the trend and for the seasonality so short term changeዎች ናቸው and residual is ከሁለቱ የቀረው ማለት ነው እንደ ስሙ residual ነው so this is just to show what time series value trend seasonality and residual እንደሚሆን so here now like you can see actual value and forecasted return በአሪማ በጠቀም ነው so as regard like you can change the parameters in order to get a better result just yeah so ሶስቱን PDQ and of course if you want to use SRIMA SN በመቀየር you can see I can include actually the previous code here SRIMA የተጠቀምንበት but it's not really that good that's why I didn't include it so you can see so forecast ያደረገው እንደዚህ ነው for 10% of the data ማለት ነው ማለት ቅድም ታስታውሱ ከሆነ 90% of the data for training ተጠቀምን 10% of the data ደግሞ for testing የተጠቀምነው so this is 10% of the data and forecast ያደረገው for the 10 days of the data ደግሞ ይሄኛው ነው so this is really bad but for the computational data it works so for the next 30 days ደግሞ forecast በምናደርግበት ጊዜ you can see here ከዚህ በኋላ ነው forecast የሚያደርገው so this is the forecast starting dates and the future forecast and the historical data so we just forecasted for 30 days ለ30 ቀን ብቻ ነው forecast ያደረገው so you can see that but I think I have included it here yeah so LSTM ደግሞ በመጠቀም ደግሞ like the same thing for 50 poach በ50 poach በ32 byte size እና ደግሞ በvalidation speed test 0.2 እና ደግሞ በስላይዲንግ ዊንዶውን 60 ቀን አድርገ ነው ማለት ነው በ60 ቀን ነው የሚሰራው ሲኩዌንሱ 60 ቀን ያህል ነው ስላይዲንግ ያደረገው በስላይዲንግ ዊንዶ ማለት ነው so you can see here trading just the loss trading loss means the validation loss so it's pretty much loss አለው at some point especially the trading loss but the validation loss is really good so you can see እዚህ ጋር ደግሞ the same forecast but by using a different technique so this is really good ያው ትንሽ ይሻላል so you can see how good this is so this is by using LSTM ማለት ነው okay so let's get back to the effective like the portfolio optimization so portfolio optimization I have included two main methods so we have like you don't have to do this one you can just do this one so ይሄኛው ምን እንደሆነ አስረዳችሁና ከዛ በኋላ እዛኛው ላይ ምን ተጨመረበት አሳያችኋለሁ that is ከዚህ በኋላ ማሳያችሁ just cosmetics ነው it's like just ለማሳመር የተደረገ ነው እንጂ like the process is the same ለማለት ነው so ከዚህ በፊት እንደነገርኳችሁ ማኑዋሊ ነበር የሰራው ነው but for now for this session we used expected returns and risk models for ማሳያችሁ ሞዴል ላይ ማለት ነው so just directly I just gave it the expected returns mean historical return of the data and risk model ደግሞ the sample conversion from the data sorry and so predict for ይሄኛው ለማክሲመም ሻርፕ ሬሽዮ ብቻ የሰራሁት so efficient for frontier ቅድም እንደሆነ አይተናል efficient frontier so ብዙ እንትኖች ይኖሩናል ከዛ ውስጥ we're going to use the maximum sharp value ሰጠን ማለት ነው for this case so ሁለቱን ሰጠነው የሚሆን this ዌይቶቹን ነው የምናወጣው ከዚህ ውስጥ and cleaned weight so that's it ማለት ነው ከዚህ በኋላ ያለው just optimized portfolio weights so ለአፕል 31% ሰጥቶታል ለኤጂጂ 43% and ለአማዞን ደግሞ የተቀረውን 25% ማለት ነው so what does this mean So from 100% of your like your assets, invest 31% in Apple, and AGG ላይ ደግሞ like around 44%, and for Amazon 25% invest አድርግ እያለ ነው ማለት ነው። So you can see how it got to this point. So this is, I believe, the effective frontier to graph, and these are the assets ማለት ነው። percentage you can just take them from here. So this is the return, daily return, and the volatility. So እዚህ ጋር ስም የላቸውም, but you can see ምን ያህል ስበስማቸውም you can see. So this AGG actually, and this is Apple, and this is for Microsoft. So this is just a graph of ቅድም ያየናቸው percentage ማለት ነው። So ይሄኛው ከሰራችሁም it's really good ማለት ነው። ግን if you want to just take it further, so the same thing ነው እንደነገርኳችሁ። So እዚህ ጋር ቅድም እንደነገርኳችሁ it is the same thing ኤምዩ እና ይሄኛው ኮንድ ማትሪክስ ያለው ኤሱ ማለት ነው። ሌላ ነገር የለው። So the number of portfolio እዚህ ጋር የቀየርነው ነው 1000 ሰጠ ነው። So 1000 ፖርትፎሊዮች ሆኗል። ከ1000 ፖርትፎሊዮች ነው ላግ ነው የምናደርገው ማለት ነው። So አሴቶች አሉን። So the number of assets አለን። ከዛ በኋላ we're going to use the weights ቅድም የሰራነው አይነት ነው። ምንም የተለየ ነገር የለውም። ስታንዳርድ ዲቪዬሽን ሻርፕ ቫልዩ ሪተርን over standard deviation divided by actually the square root of variance እንደማለት standard deviation ቅድም ያየነው sharp ratios ስላሉን ብለን so እዚህ ጋር የተቀየረው ነገር ከቅድሙ እስከዚህ ድረስ ዘሴም ነው። እዚህ ጋር የተቀየረው ምንድነው? So I wanted to see the minimum volatility and maximum sharp portfolios ነው ማለት የፈለኩት። So the minimum volatility ID and the maximum sharp አሉን። So what do we mean by this? We will see them. But so random portfolioች weighታቸውን ሪተርናቸውን standard deviation and sharp valueቸውን ወስዳለሁ for by using this method ማለት ነው። እዚህ ጋር by standard deviation, returns, and weights, and yeah, pretty much. So the maximum volatility የሚሆነው efficient frontier sorry, yeah, it's disconnected, but so efficient frontier and efficient frontier for both maximum volatility ከፈለኩና ደግሞ minimum volatility ከፈለኩ you can see እዚህ ጋር optional ነው, and for maximum sharp value you can just calculate them ማለት ነው። so ከዚህ በኋላ ያለው is just plotting ማድረግ ነው። So what did we get የሚለውን የሚያው so for minimum volatility portfolio expected return like it's just 1.8%, and expected volatility is 5.26%, and expected sharp value is if you can see it's 0.34%. So it's pretty much on the low side. But asset allocation ይሄኛው ማግኘት ከፈለግን asset allocation is going to be Apple 2%, and AGG 97.9%, and no, do not invest in Amazon. Sorry. So why did it say don't invest in Amazon? ቅድም አይታችሁት ከሆነ ትልቅ value የነበረው for volatility with Amazon. So Amazon በጣም volatile ስለሆነ don't invest if you are looking for minimum volatility, but invest in AGG ደግሞ ቀደም እንዳየነው ብዙ አይቀያየርም። so እሱ ላይ በደንብ ኢንቨስት አድርግ። አፕል ከአማዞን ይሻላል። so you can just የተወሰነ ግን እዚህ ጋር እንደምታዩት ሪተርናችን ደግሞ 1.8 ነው። ኦኬ ግን maximum sharp ratio ደግሞ ከፈለጋችሁ so expected returnናችሁ is going to get higher, and volatility is going to get also higher, but returnናችሁ ደግሞ ይጨምራል በዛውም ያህል። ግን it's more of like medium, no? So sharp value is equal to 1%. So this is was what we were expecting. And for ይሄኛውን ለማግኘት አፕል ላይ 31%፣ ኤጂጂ ላይ 43%፣ and አማዞን ላይ 24%። እንደውም አይተናል ይሄኛው ተመሳሳይ ነው ከቀደሙ ጋር። እዚህ ጋር የተለየው just የቮላቲሊቲ ስለጨመረ ነው, which is not your thing to do, but if it is, it's really good to include. So you can see portfolio, you can see እዚህ ጋር ያሉትን all of the portfolios and እዚህ ጋር ያገኘውን like maximum sharp value ያገኘው እዚህ ጋር ነው። so which is expected volatility, so just standard deviation ነው ቅድም አይተነዋል። and sharp value is expected volatility ማለት expected return divided by expected volatility እንደማለት ነው። so so maximum return and for maximum volatility no for maximum sorry for maximum sharp ratio ነው ይሄኛው እየሰጠን ያለው so which means annual return divided by the expected annual return divided by expected annual volatility በምናደርግ ጊዜ ሀይ የምናገኘው ቫልዩ እዚህ ጋር ነው ማለት ነው። yeah, okay, and for low volatility of course you can see the lowest volatility is here, so here it is. So AGG, you can see Apple and Amazon, and yeah, so እዚህ ጋር ሻርፕ ቫልዩአችሁ ምን ያህል እየጨመረ እንደሚሄድ you can see and so on. So this is just ግራፉን like it's better but the work is the same. So this is the ቅድሙን ግራፍ እዚህ ጋር ያለ ማለት ነው። so 43% in AGG, 25% in Amazon, and 31% in Apple invest ይላል ማለት ነው። like if you want to just reach this point. Okay. እሺ አሁን ግን there should be some questions. So is it clear? ጥያቄ አላችሁ? or is it clear? Is it clear guys? የገባው ያልገባው ምናልባት ግራ የገባውም ካለ please ask. okay, ዛሬ በቃ he's the one who is most active. What about the rest? Amara, is it clear? Basliel, like I think it's not clear because the address was clear. And she Dagen, I think. Guys, don't be quiet. Just you have to do something. Okay, maybe you can check the video and tell me how it is. What's about Baslil? Sharp ratio, is it clear now? So it's just a review. Okay, I think. Okay, if you have questions, please ask. Maybe on Slack also. I will be sharing this in a while, like maybe in an hour or two. So make sure to just check Dribble. But I would have liked to hear your questions. It's okay. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. Okay. Thank you guys. Welcome and welcome, Gizzy.